Well, it is with great sadness that I say I'm about to do something I've never done before, which is actually skip a mission in a campaign, because I tried the third mission in this lovely SU-33 Sea Dragon campaign, and I'm convinced it's impossible. I tried it about 20 times, and didn't bother recording most of them, but essentially what happens is you get a bunch of suicidal torpedo boats that come out of Georgian port somewhere and try to do a sort of kamikaze Al-Qaeda blowy uppy sort of business on the task force. And basically you have to, to succeed at the mission you have to destroy enough of them that no single ship is destroyed, otherwise you court-martialed, and I couldn't quite swing that. So instead, we're going on to the next one. So NATO forces stationed in Turkey have stepped up their support of Georgia and are directly supplying arms through Batumi. And these arms, including air defense weapons, will be spread throughout the area of operations, so the task force has been directed to eliminate them. So an arms convoy has been spotted by our special forces. When you near the target area, they'll mark the target for you. There's reports of a convoy that already made it that will need to be dealt with as well. So let's have a look at our munitions. Okay, so we'll be carrying R-27R, R-73 missiles in case we bump into any enemy fighters or any aircraft of any kind, and we'll be carrying RBK-500 bombs, which should be just lovely, so we shouldn't have quite so much difficulty attacking vehicles, I presume, than attacking boats was. Grumble, grumble. So, yes, let's get right down to that. Alright, flaps down, gear down, jacked flight controls, that's all working properly. Wearing stripy Russian Navy shirts, check. I'm not kidding. Okay, let's go. Ooh, nose wheel steering, very sensitive, forgot about that. Okay. And we're off, gear up. It's as good as just the... Whoa! You really gotta watch the sync rate coming off the carrier deck, but there you go. Flaps up. Wingman, okay, number 2 is rolling, and there he goes. Okie dokie, I'll pull us back out of Afterburner. Surely no reason for that. Let him catch up as well. Pull the power back even more. And proceed on course. I think I'm audible over the radio messages, but I try not to interrupt them anyway, which is why I should listen to these things back before I stop recording the entire thing and then not being audible the whole time. I have done that in the past, but I'll try not to do it in the future. Fair enough? Let's get my map. So, present position is marked there, and then presumably we're hitting vehicles on the ground between waypoints 3 and 4. They've said that our ground forces in the area should laze the targets, so we should be all good from there. I'm going to proceed en route to the target, and I'll probably cut until we get there. Right then, update as we cruise towards Georgia. I have moved the microphone over because I listened back to the takeoff and it was sitting right kind of in front of the throttle and it was rather loud. And the other thing, this bloody mouse cursor is still being displayed. I told OBS not to display it. I think I've told DCS not to display it either, but alas, here it is. I don't really know what to do about it, so it's just going to be that irritating thing for a while. Where are we? We're proceeding en route to waypoint 2, I think. Yep. So, an update, I suppose. The actual carrier Kuznetsov, which was operating off the coast of Syria for the last little while, has now withdrawn from those waters and is returning to base. I guess that pinpoints at some point the time at which I recorded this. I mean, it should go up pretty shortly after I recorded it. We haven't had a Sea Dragon, or indeed any video, in a while, because I mentioned I'd be back after the holidays, and then I started running double monitors during that time, and OBS wasn't cooperating with that, and because I'm an idiot, it took me a while to figure out exactly what was happening, and yeah. 082 for 110 at 1500. Yeah, basically I was sitting there dumbfounded as to why it wasn't working. Oh. Yeah. Yes, I was sitting there dumbfounded, and then the voice in the back of my head that sounds oddly like Jeffrey Tambor said, "Switch the renderer to OpenGL, you horse's ass." And surprisingly, that actually worked. So, actually, that's not exactly what happened. There was some Googling involved, but that's all I'll say before I embarrass myself any further with my lack of the savviness with the use of such things. I should probably shut up now. Enemy coast ahead! But the radar is still clear for the time being, although we've had a few AWACS callouts, but who's to say what that could possibly be about? We just passed our second waypoint on the way in. That's not the right map. That might do, actually. We're not quite on this map yet, but I guess we are to presume that our targets are located between waypoints 3 and 4, coming through Batumi. And we are carrying these 500 kilogram anti-personnel cluster bombs, as I understand it. So we should get very good results. 09110. I don't really know what these AWACS callouts mean, because I am, of course, a rube. The Caucasus Mountains over there. Okay, and we're leveling off an altitude of what looks like it'll be about 7,500 meters, which will put us well beyond the range of any surface-to-air missiles. Obviously, we won't be staying that way, since we'll be attacking targets on the ground, and we want to get reasonably close to do that, since we're not carrying... well, we're carrying dumb munitions anyway, eventually, so... I mean, if we were carrying sort of laser-guided bombs, some of the more high-tech sort of stuff, we could probably hit the target from here, but... To contact bearing 38480... What? Aha! That's interesting. Oh yeah, I just put the labels back on. Is that... oh, there's an oil platform out there, isn't there? Never mind. But I think my wingman, unless I'm a complete idiot, was reporting a radar contact, which is interesting. I don't... actually, disengage autopilot. Yep, that's a thing. That's a definite contact we got on our radar screen, if you look there on the right. Okay, let's see if we can figure out what that is. Hopefully it's not just an icon on the screen, because then I'd be making a fool of myself again. As if that doesn't happen frequently enough. What's a lot more likely to happen is that it'll be a friendly aircraft and I'll end up with another bloody friendly fire incident. But, yes, I'm never going to live that down, that one particular thing. Passing waypoint 4 at 3,500. Lovely. Okay, I'm not too worried about that contact for now. We should be closing in on the target, shouldn't we? Which allegedly should be lased for us on the ground as we approach. Phil. That is the business then. Let's see. What can AWACS tell me? Request bogey dope. Sure. I don't even know what that means. Okay, fair enough. We're going another bloody... Okay, what do we got? We got all kinds of stuff sitting on the airfield. We got what look like vehicles moving through town on the main road. Okay. Flight. Engage. Ground, I presume. No, not targets of opportunity. Can I tell you to engage a specific... Yes, my target. Oh, poop on you.
09. Command. Targets on road are marked with red smoke.
Marked with red smoke, very well.
To engage.
Clear to engage. Looks like these down here, maybe? Let's take a nice and close look, shall we? They're right in the middle of the town. We're at risk of civilian casualties, which would be nice to avoid if we can. I like to keep clear of those anti-aircraft guns down there as well. They got a ZU-33. And there's a Shilka down there too, so let's keep some altitude, shall we? What do we got? Oh yeah, we got gas trucks, transports. They're in a reasonably open area, so hopefully they're sounding the air raid sirens down there. And okay. Sight goes to air to ground mode. We got our bomb selected. I'm going in. And the frame rate is tanking. I don't care. Okie dokie. Coming on, coming on. And bombs away. Whoa! And those guns are firing on us. Don't fly towards the airfield, you idiot. I'll shoot at you more. Okay, don't fly in a straight line and put on as much speed as humanly possible right now. Would seem to be the best idea. And I don't care about your G warnings. Did we hit anything? I'm not entirely convinced that we did. I'm not entirely convinced the bombs even went off. That's interesting. No, I'm sure I just missed like a moron. Mud spike, 11 o'clock. Lovely. Contact target, 10 o'clock for 5. Can you guys finally engage? Guns are still pointed at us, but that's okay. Seems to be putting on quite a lot of correction for these. Whoa! Bombs away! No, I'm convinced that those bombs aren't going off. Also, we've been hitting the tail. That's not good. There's some kind of parameters for these bombs that I don't know about? Probably. Well, we've only got 2 left. What's a person to do? Pull the speed back, I think, will be priority number 1. Get ourselves trimmed nicely. Bombs away. What the? Oh, I get it. So they explode a fair distance above the ground. Okay, I'm not sure if I adequately compensated for that, but we seem to have done some damage. So that's good to know. Okay, I'm gonna go in and make a gun run. Must be very careful. Oh, bugger, we're hit again. Oh, that looked like it hurt. Okay, those guns on the ground are murder for us. Silence. The warning system in some of these Russian aircraft can be slightly irritating, shall we say. We've got our wingman making a run at the target. By the looks of it, let's see what he's up to actually. Has he expended any of his munitions yet? No. I told you to attack! Engage. Wingman, engage. Nothing? What if I do flight, engage? Oh, I probably have to have a target lock for that, never mind. Ground targets. I hope you attack the right ones. Okay, I'm pushing the throttles up to make another gun run. I'll try and go too fast for their guns to hit us, but that might not be so plausible a thing, actually. Uh-oh! We got him! Someone's got a radar lock on us. Ah. Okay, that forced me to break off. Got another radar lock. See a streak coming up anywhere? Oh dear. Dum-dee-dum-dee-dum. Well, it appears we hit at least some of the vehicles, which is good. No, we didn't. They're right there. Your old trucks. Okay. Time for a gun run. That sounds like a missile launch. And we got a Yak 40 up here. Hello, sir. You know what? Your people will pay for this. Yak 40 is down. See if we can find it. It might have been a civilian airliner. I don't care at this point. Was flying into a zone of armed combat. I'm assuming it was a government machine. I'm so much better at air-to-air combat than, well, I say that. I just shot down a regional airliner, but howdy ho. I'm rubbish at hitting anything on the ground. We appear to have scattered the trucks, though. They've gone off the side of the road. Which is good, I suppose. Ooh, yes, I just flew under your power lines. Probably making sonic booms as well. Probably supersonic. Yep! Breaking every window in town. Winning the hearts and minds of the population, no doubt. Okay, I'm not sure what to do about this now. My wingman seems to be utterly useless. I'm gonna see if I can hit this anti-aircraft gun. I'm not getting the most marvelous performance out of DCS here, but oh, he just dropped some bombs on nothing. What kind of an idiot? Incidentally, 50. I don't think we can return to base and complete the mission on that. Oh well, now that the trucks are scattered, we might actually be able to hit something. Let's not come in at supersonic speeds this time. Slight better chance of hitting the target, you know. Still don't see him, good grief. Oh, there he is. I see just as I pull out. Hello, truck! Oy. Okay, I'm gonna climb to altitude and assess the situation, see if there are any further orders I can give to my wingman to actually attack what he's supposed to. What? Did he get shot down? I don't think I can contact him. Uh-oh. I think we lost one of our 33s here. And I didn't even notice. That's kind of irresponsible of me as a flight leader. Oh well. There you go. No, not the mirrors. Moron. Okay, ATC. On the Kuznetsov. Never mind. AWACS. Declare. Not sure what that means. Because I am, of course, a rube. F7. Well, I'm not sure there's much else I can do, because I can't seem to be able to hit anything with my guns. I've dropped all my bombs. So that's all good. I think I might just have to return to the ship, because my fuel's getting pretty low as well. And that's a radar lock. Okay, I'm going back to the ship. Yeah, returning to home base now. should get us going in the right direction. I'll pull my throttle back, because yeah, fuel is quite low, which is actually good, because flying, actually, what is this? Yeah, that's return to base mode, isn't it, on the HUD, because landing with too much fuel on the carrier is dangerous business, to say the least. So we'll be sure to avoid that, at least to the extent that we can. I have had a few unpleasant incidents, so what was our overall, I don't know, results 50. I don't know if we can get away with that, but I don't know. I skipped over the last mission entirely, so I might be flying this as I would fly an IL-2 mission with no instant success turned off, shall we say, where it is possible to continue the campaign having failed a mission. I don't know exactly how that would work, but because you can't really do that in DCS, at least to the extent of my knowledge, so we'll have to see. I'll come back as we approach the ship. Okay, we're arriving back over the carrier, and I'm just gonna have to come into land and see what the results shall be. I guess let the cards fall where they may. And I'll try to do the approach more or less properly, because it is exceedingly difficult to land aboard this carrier. It's very small, it's very old, it's very easy to miss. It's very easy to come down too hard and blow up, or come in too short and hit the back, or go down the funnels or off this side, whatever you like. Kind of a pick your poison kind of situation. And my hook is down. Air brake's coming out. You do have the air brake on the SU-33 when you land. As I understand it, the reason why you do that is because it means that on approach you have a higher throttle setting, and if you have to go around you have already more power, because obviously jet engines, they take a few seconds to spool up. Which is ideally a situation that one would avoid, so. Speed is coming back. And back through 450, 470, yeah. Flaps coming down. Flap set for landing. Whoops. Wrong button. Gear coming down. And I don't know exactly how this landing system works when one does use it properly, so I might just be doing this landing by the seat of my pants here. We'll just have to see how that goes. I'll keep an eye on my vertical speed, because we want to arrest that as much as possible as we come in over the ship. If you catch my drift. Speaking of drift, let's line up with the carrier now, shall we? Now this seems to think we're too high. I think it's full of it. Oh, maybe it's actually right. Who's to say? Uh-oh. Okay. Here we go. And we missed. Go around. You see, you can't really flare when you're landing on a carrier. Air brake down. Gear up. Yeah. There we go. Hey. Better to miss once than to do it wrong, you know. We'll just have to come back around. Keep the speed down, bring the flaps back down, leave the hook down. I didn't leave the hook down for the entire flight. Something I have done in the past for the regular viewer. Well, that's something that the regular viewer will know. Look at all the holes they shot in us. You see, this is why I fly Russian planes, because they can take that kind of thing. Although I say that, the A-10 is probably the toughest airplane ever built. Actually, no, I don't think I'd say that with confidence. I think the IL-2 maybe... I don't know. There are a lot of airplanes that were built to withstand ground fire. It tends to be aircraft like the A-10 and the IL-2 that were on so many cases called upon to fly through thick AAA, as it were, to reach their targets. So, gear down, flaps down, hook down, air brake extended. We are very high right now in terms of altitude. And speed is actually pretty much alright. I'll even add a little bit of power. Okay, now I'm trying to fly these circles on the screen here. I need to read the manual and figure out how those are actually supposed to work, but there you go. One thing I'm exceedingly worried about, actually, and one reason to keep my speed up, is the risk of a tail strike. Because I think that's actually what I did last time, because we set the tail on fire last time I did this. So that's no good. We'll come in over the rear. Uh-oh. 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 Woo! I did it right for once. And the nose wheel steering with its bloody sensitivity again. Okay. We are safely aboard. Hook is up. Air brake coming down. Flaps up. What did I set to fold the wings? That's the one. Okay. And we'll taxi over into a parking position. Nose wheel is positioned very far back on the SU-33 for precisely this sort of carrier deck maneuvering. No, that can't be right. Whoa! Oh, good golly. I'll go right to the end. Okay, and there we stop. So mission results 50, whatever, let's end it and see what becomes of us. I'll move on to the next mission regardless, because I'm doing the whole not necessarily successful in order to continue just like in real life thing. So let's see what happened. So yeah, there we go. We did shoot down a Yak 40, not sure if the rules of engagement would necessarily permit that, but who's to say? So, I guess, mixed results of our mission, of roadblock, as it were. So, yeah, I guess there's not too much else to say, so I guess I'll see you for the next mission. Let's actually find out what that's going to be. Let's see. Oh yeah, recent interception of arms into the war zone. Okay, I think this is the one we're supposed to take. The outcome changes a little bit depending on some things, so. Okay, the situation for the next mission, just to read it out, so. Essentially, NATO warplanes have been deployed to the area of western Georgia to stop us bombing their supply convoys, as we rather unsuccessfully failed to do last time. So that'll be what happens next time. And apparently there will be F-16s in the area, so I guess I'll see you for that. Bye.